salary talks between civil servants continued last week. We're now joined live by the Vice Secretary of the Zimbabwe Confederation of Public Sector Trade Unions, Gibson Mushangu, to get an update on their negotiations. Gibson, it's a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us right here on News Plus. Now, what was the outcome of last week's meeting with your employers?
Okay, I can confirm that we had two meetings with the government. The one we had on the 11th of September 2024 and the one we had this last Friday. But we are having a challenge of coming to consensus with the government's offer, which it is bringing to us vis-a-vis our expectations as workers, and we have failed to agree on one thing or the other. And to safely confirm that we have a negotiated agreement right now would not be proper, but we can safely say we still have a long way to go in coming to a consensus against the offer the government brought to us.
So how much were you offered by the employer, and on what grounds did you turn that offer down?
Okay, when we go for negotiations, we would position our expectations. Like currently, our expectations are pegged at 840 USD for the least paid worker. And we have been moving towards that target. And as we are looking at it, it has become a moving target, which is becoming difficult to attain. But with the offer the government brought to us, we have seen that it is now speaking a bit far away from our expectations. But we did urge the government to go and make further consultations with their principals so that the offer can speak to our demands, the offer can speak to the obtaining economic environment. We can tell that there are a lot of exchange distortions in the economic market, and this cannot be pushed forward to the worker, but they need to be addressed holistically through cushioning and awarding of substantial salaries that can make the workers have a decent lifestyle.
So now, Gibson, when are you having another meeting with the government?
After we failed to agree on the discussions which were being held on our last meeting, we further asked the government to go and consult, as I said earlier on, but we did not set a definite date of meeting. But what we urged them is to make quick interventions before month of October comes, because we want to agree and believe that the next salary schedule would accommodate an increment, since we are now in the third quarter of the year, where we are supposed to have accorded a second quarter review, which we haven't got yet. So we are looking forward to seeing the government coming back in its earliest convenience before the pay sheet has been closed in the first week of October. At the same time, we've also left a message to our counterparts that we are now escalating our negotiation process to higher level offices, where we have since written a letter to the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, seeking his indulgence and intervention to break this impasse which is now existing in our Council of Negotiations.
Konapo Ipapo by ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.